Hey Cancers, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be the monthly intuitive messages for the sign of Cancer. As you can tell, we are in the Halloween spirit over here. But anyway, Cancers, let's go ahead and get started on your reading. Keep in mind these are timeless and general, so whenever you come across this is when you're guided to come across this. I'm going to start with the Pocket Archetype deck by Kim Krans. All the decks that I use are linked below, okay? Cancer, just immediately getting into your energy. There's an opening, okay? It's like, I just want to say it that way. There's an opening. It was just kind of weird how they were showing it to me, almost like a hole has been burned out of something, okay? I do feel that element of fire very strong with you. You could be going through some solar plexus stuff. You could just be feeling very like full of energy or just really passionate. But I gotta be honest, it feels a little bit like, kind of like the Panther card in the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, this deck, where I almost want to say like your anger has like burned a hole in something. But it's an opening. I know how that sounds. It's just how it wants to come through. So you could have definitely had some kind of cathartic moment, or maybe you're also just having a moment where you're like, I'm ready, F it, I'm gonna go and do what I want to do. It just feels very fiery, inspired, passionate. Some of you, again, this could be coming through sexual energy. Maybe you're like, maybe you've been wanting to date someone, or maybe you've been wanting to spice things up and you're like, I'm ready, let's go. Okay? But you are fiery right now. I would even say you probably would be coming out as the King or Queen of Wands. It's just what I'm feeling with you. I hope the full moon Aries is going to serve you well whenever you come across this. I'm actually recording this like, wait, what is today? I should know what the date is today. Definitely within the week of the full moon Aries, okay? Even if you're catching this later, just letting you know. Anyway, let's pull some cards from our Cancers. Any messages or insights for Cancers? Yeah, it almost feels like you have kind of recovered your oomph, is how that went, like your mojo, if you will. That's how it's feeling for some of you. Yeah, you're just really in your fire. You're really in your fire. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. And something about your fire or being in that kind of energy or that kind of confidence, that kind of passion is making way for other things. Okay. Making way to experience something, maybe making way for certain opportunities for you to use it. Oh, is that why there's a hole, Cancer? The tear. I think this is why there's a hole. I keep getting the hole's been burned out. Oh, like literally I'm seeing it like burned embery edges, like of like just some kind of opening that you've made with your own fire. But with tear coming out, tear is usually an indication of some kind of catharsis or some kind of purging, or like literally crying, right? But some of you, I keep feeling it's through fire though, not necessarily water. But anger also, right, is kind of the flip side of grief and like pain. It's just another way that we experience our own painful emotions, right? But you've definitely been clearing something, Cancer. I keep just getting you've made an opening. That's what I just keep getting. You've made an opening. Whether it's been through crying, maybe it's been through cleaning up, or maybe it's been through this like fiery energy I keep getting with you. Either way, your fire is coming in and your fire is like building. Sexual, passionate, creative, confident, a lot of physical energy. That's how I'm feeling it with you. And again, it may be coming as a result of this, but you've made the opening. Can I get another card for Cancers, please? Get strong dragon energy. Dragon energy's been creeping up in here every once in a while. You can identify with dragons. You don't have to. This is a collective reading. Yeah, Cancer, it feels like your fire in the ways I've described. Am I taking these? No. Your fire, the way that I've just been describing it, almost feels like it has been kind of like in a stifled way, or maybe it's just been a little flame. It's kind of there, it's kind of not, almost like your fire didn't have room, like your own passion, sexual, creative energy didn't have space to a flame. Almost wanted to say flame out. I don't know what that's about. But the tear, that's you making space for it. Allowance. Oh, interesting. Some of you, it is you also allowing yourself to actually just be in that fiery state. Some of you may have had some of your own insecurities or just patterns that may have gotten in the way of that. Especially if it's like sexual, right? That could just be sexual wounding or just like certain ideas around your own sexual energy or how to present yourself in that way or express yourself from that stance, right? If it's anger, maybe you like have had struggles with like actually letting people know you're angry, especially if you're empathic. Cancers, you just have that rap of being empathic, right? But yeah, that's very interesting. Your fire didn't have space before and now it does, and you're allowing it to. You're allowing it to. Some of you may be feeling a little sassy. Okay, so you may be feeling a little spicy with your words. Do you all day. Just, be mindful. Our words do have power and our words do impact people. I gotta be honest, Cancer. I keep getting this, like, I don't give a fuck kind of like energy from you. Even though this card, like, is all about grieving and crying and purging and, like, being sad, I just keep getting, like, yes, but, like, what's happening beyond that is you not giving a fuck. You're out of F's. You're out of F's to give, is what I'm getting. Okay. Can I get another card for Cancer, please? I do feel like you're very, like, at your wit's end with something. It feels like a specific situation, or it could be a pattern. I'm getting the Devil card, which to me says pattern more than anything. Could even be a pattern of like types of relationships or types of experiences. And like whatever this is, it's like really restricted you, however long you've been engaged in whatever this devil energy is. And it's putting you in this place of, I don't have any F's to give anymore. Okay, spicy Cancer. Can I get one more card for Cancer, please? Let's see what we got here. Oh my. The ring. The ring as a symbol, just speaking like metaphysically, beyond this deck, the ring is usually some sort of indication of devotion or commitment. It seems like you're over being committed or devoted in a specific way, is how I want to say. It could absolutely be to like a relationship, a job, whatever, right? It could absolutely be that. But it feels more, I keep getting it's more about a pattern for you. Like, or even like an idea or a way of being that you have been devoted to, and now you're like, no. Now you're like, I'm over it. I don't have any more F's to give. That's literally how it keeps coming through. Not quite like that. I'm adding a little spicy flair. Yeah. It really just has this like, I've hit my threshold and I can't anymore. But it has this like confident, spicy sassiness. That's why I added the little embellishment of F's in there. Yeah. Broken. Some of you, this might be something that you haven't done yet. Some of you absolutely have already done it. Broken a contract. Oh, why does that feel like it's taking me down rabbit holes? A broken contract feels like the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah, a broken contract is the straw that broke the camel's back. That's what I'm feeling with that. It's interesting too, the way I'm feeling this, because it's like, and maybe there's also just because me personally, I've been traversing a lot of timelines recently, which also just happens when you channel. But anyway, I digress. This broken contract, this is what's like making you hit your threshold of like, I will not be doing this again. I will not be doing this again, or I won't be repeating this pattern again. Some of you broke the contract, some of you, someone else broke it. But something with this contract, I like, why does it feel old? Why does this feel old? Some of you may be traversing some timelines here from the mystics. And if you're not a mystic, I feel like this is definitely more presently a contract is breaking. Okay. And when I say contract, I just mean like an obligation, a commitment, something you've been devoted to. Could be a relationship, could be a job, could be a goal that you've been devoting yourself to. Again, could even be a belief. I'm hearing tradition. For some of you, tradition or traditional values are wrapped up in whatever this contract or commitment is. Regardless of if you're breaking it or someone else is breaking it, or it's happening right now, or it actually is really old and something about the memory of it. Yeah. So for those where this is an old contract, that is breaking or was broken. Thank you. What? They're correct. Yeah, that was broken. That was broken. There's something about the memory of it, like the memory of when that broke and how it broke, that in the present is making you fed up with something that's similar to this. Like, for example, if it was a relationship and someone like broke the contract, right? Let's say you've just had a repeated pattern of those same kinds of situations in your relationships or those same kinds of people, right? It does. It feels like a broken promise. It feels like broken promises, broken agreements. For some, this could be as simple as people lying to you, right? It could be as simple as that. People not playing by the rules. There's something about ethics here, Cancer. There's something about ethics. For some of you, especially my mystics, that's more about like divine order, divine law. But yeah, you're over it. You're over it. You're over it. You're over with this pattern. You're over with these kinds of experiences. You're over with these kinds of people. You're over people not playing by the rules. I'm starting to feel like this is way more about other people, not just like a job situation. And to be honest, Cancer, I feel like you're going rogue. I feel like you may be entertaining the idea of maybe starting to do that yourself. Maybe not breaking rules, but maybe, I don't want to say, bending the rules. This is so interesting. I'm hearing rules of engagement for some of you. Oh, thank you. They're making it more clear. Yeah, Cancer, I feel like you've played by other people's rules, or by rules that you thought like you were on the same page with other people, only to find out people don't really do that. And you're like, F it. Okay. Okay. I do feel like you're definitely playing more by your own rules now. I do, and this is interesting too, because it's feeling like you are really dancing with your shadow, and not in a bad way, in a very like liberated, empowered way. I would just be careful, okay? Just be a little careful doing that. But you feel good, so it is one of those. Let's go ahead and pull some more cards for my Cancers. You know what? I pulled out the Dreams of Gaia deck, but Beautiful Creatures wants to say hello, so let's do that. I feel like your values are different as a result of this. This is very interesting. I'm just like, it's such an interesting feeling to feel with Cancer. It feels very rebellious in a way. Yeah, it does. It feels like you're getting into like an inner rebel. But I want to say it's a good look on you. Okay. Anyway, any other messages or insights for Cancer? I still feel the fire. Like, looking at these cards, I know there's like an emotional grief, but I don't feel that with you at all. I really don't. I really don't. Again, you could have moved through that relatively quickly. High Priestess. I love this is coming out for you. High Priestess is how it sounds. It's being in that very internal space where you're also very aware, intuitively, psychically. It could also speak to secrets. High Priestess, though, is also somebody who doesn't exactly engage a lot with other people. I feel like this is also speaking to that like inner rebel that I'm getting with you, that you're feeling out. That you're feeling out only when you take space as well. If you haven't taken space yet, I do think that that window is coming up for you, okay? But in the taking space in the High Priestess mode, being, you're discovering that you have an inner rebel. You're discovering you have one. So much reflection. You may have been having something come up with like mirrors or mirroring. But in the High Priestess mode, you may be doing some grieving that is coming through in the tear. again, like being in these situations where the rules are not abided by, like there's a lack of ethics, and you're just realizing that you're done, with that. You're done with that, and I feel like it's letting your inner rebel come out. Anything else for Cancer? Ooh, Three of Pentacles. I love this version of the Three of Pentacles, because they have like the red and the white and the black, and it's representing this kind of combination of energies that creates a spiritual empowerment. Actually, those three colors are like high power colors together, and just in a lot of different thought forms and spirituality. But anyway, Three of Pentacles is about plans and networks and getting something together. But I feel like this is something you're doing for you. It's interesting too, because like the only one that has their eyes open is the one in the middle in black, who's also holding the world, right? So it's like, I do feel, yes, you're dancing really well with your shadow while you're in this high priestess mode, while you're in this kind of like internal mode. And it's, some of you, this is a spiritual awakening, but I want to just say your inner rebel is coming out. And it feels like it's a version of you that is very well integrated, for sure, but there's something else there. There's something else there. I feel like with this unlocking of your inner rebel, there's also something magical that you're unlocking too. It's just really powerful. It's really powerful. Can I get another one for Cancer, please? Some of you are going to start putting some plans together. It doesn't have to be big. It's just Three of Pentacles just indicates that, right? Like planning a trip, or planning out a project, or planning to do A, B, C, D, E, whatever. So you could just be starting to prioritize some things that you have a lot of passion and desire for. They're saying yes, yes, yes. It's almost like you're over being devoted and committed to people who can't honor the contract, who can't honor the deal, right, so to speak. And so you're just being committed to yourself. Some of you may even get yourself a ring as well. Yeah, some of you may get yourself a ring. Might be something with snakes. Something with snakes. Oh. Okay. Five of Wands. If you don't like the color black to wear red. Okay? Something about the red is really jumping out in that Five of Wands, and now it's really jumping out in the Three of Pentacles. I am actually feeling a protection thing with the Five of Wands. Hold on a second. Five of Wands is usually some kind of conflict, internally or externally, or even competition. Okay, Cancer, this is interesting. I feel like this moment that your inner rebel like opens its eyes, I feel like there's a weird energetic ripple effect. Okay, I feel like other people might feel that. Other people might sense it. It feels like a challenge, which, you know, it's just, that just kind of happens, right? Like when you have started to embody like a new sense of self, a new version of self, or maybe even just you've learned something and now you're like integrating it. Sometimes the universe has a way of challenging you on it to like not put you to the test, but put you to the test in a way. And I'm kind of feeling that with the Five of Wands. Like, can you hold your ground? That's usually the 7, but I'm feeling it with the 5. I keep feeling the color red for you, even though like your inner rebel is dressed in black here. I keep feeling red. Red is actually more important for you. Definitely going to help to keep you a little bit more grounded and in that fire. But I actually feel like the color red is going to protect you. Yeah, it's like, that's a weird message, but that's like they're saying yes. Like something with the color red is protective for you at this time, while you may be facing a couple little challenges here and there of this like newfound inner rebel that's like coming up within you. It's interesting, like it's wanting to be set like declared as the rebel, because I feel like there's a whole like a lot of other words like we could use for that for you, where like an empowered sense of self, well integrated with your shadow, confident, right? But no, rebel in a weird way. Oh no, thank you, that is what it is. It feels like you're rebelling against old versions of yourself, where you were playing by the rules of other people. Dare I even say people pleasing and entertaining other people's like needs and expectations over yours. So in a way, you are kind of rebelling against that version of self. And people's attempts to like continue that pattern. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. I'm also getting too, for some of you, while this like version of self is coming up and out, how do I want to say? There's something like, I want to say the word destroy. There's something kind of destructive happening here with the Five of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Not in a bad way. Sometimes destructive energy is needed. Like you want to tear something down, but a part of you is like, oh, do I do that? And I don't think it's the broken contract. I think it's something else. I think it's something else. Very intriguing. We're going to get a couple tarot cards out here, and then we're going to move into part 2. If you want to do a deep dive with me on the part 2, links will be below for that. You can also find them on Patreon or Vimeo. Oh, look at that, the devil. Either way, links will be below. Okay? Yeah, I feel like a tower's coming or something. Yeah, something about the Five of Wands, like in honoring this inner rebel and like really following your passion, your excitement, maybe for some of you sexual energy, you're wanting to tear something down, burn something down that is not the broken contract. I feel like the broken contract is something that is helping to wake up your inner rebel. Okay, I want to make that clear. The broken contract, whether it's just a memory you're reflecting on or it's something that happened recently, there's something about that and just being totally fed up that is waking up your inner rebel. The Five of Wands is you almost being in that state and wanting to burn something down. Don't know who I'm reading for. You could be working with Sekhmet. I'm getting Sekhmet, Ishtar. Ishtar's coming through. So you may be working with Pele as well. Again, just be careful with that, Cancer. Just be careful with that. Don't let that be like a vengeance thing. We do have some crazy Orcus energy at play as well with this full moon in Aries. Anyway, can I get a card for High Priestess for Cancer? Some of you could have been pushed out of a deal. The word deal is wanting to come up a lot. So it's like, I don't know if this is also involving like negotiations of some kind or just like certain expectations of plans, and like there had to be like negotiations. Like the word negotiations and deal wants to just like keep coming through. Some of you were pushed out. And if that's the case, I want to say it was like a group that pushed you out. Interesting. Can I get a card for High Priestess? Am I taking those? No. Can I get a card for High Priestess, please? But yeah, the pushing out was from a group, and it's like some sort of deal negotiations that you were, I want to say, supposed to be a part of, but you were left out. It's not for everybody. Can I have High Priestess? Nice. The Sun coming out with High Priestess. Going within, taking this time for you, and getting into this place where, with the High Priestess, again, it's intuitive and it's a very psychic place to be, but it's also a very internalized place to be, where you could be reflecting a lot. You could actually be having a lot of crazy dreams that are showing you things. It's showing you truth with the Sun here. It's showing you illumination, but it's, oh, they're reminding me about the whole. It's showing you an opening as well. This definitely has that taste of spiritual awakening, but I feel like it's just awakening for your inner rebel here. The opening leads to joy. Some of you, it is just a straight up new beginning as well. Could be all the Leo. Something about summertime is also wanting to jump out and be referenced here. So summer could be important. Or maybe this past summer there was something that went on here. But yeah, I mean, just taking this like level of space is doing crazy, crazy things for you. Tell me about the Three of Pentacles. I almost want to say it's exactly what you needed. Interesting. So two cards came out for the Three of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Swords and the Six of Cups. Here's you gaining the clarity. For those who've been following me, you already know this, but for those who are new, first of all, welcome. Happy to have you. When the Queen of Swords comes out, I consider the Queen of Swords to be the minor, version of the High Priestess Major Arcana. So basically the minor to the major. And I consider that because the Queen of Swords is air and water. She's also Libra. It's like just like complete neutrality, right? Which the High Priestess also needs to have. But the Queen of Swords dabbling in water and in air, she holds and observes and receives all truth that is tangible, logical, intellectual, and even spiritual, etherical, and well, non-tangible, right? Anyway, just wanted to mention that. But let's come back here. So we have both going on here. But to have the Queen of Swords with the Six of Cups and Three of Pentacles, again, you are reflecting. The Six of Cups is a card of the past. It's Scorpio energy, whether it's past patterns or just straight up memories, right? You are reflecting on this. You're gaining a lot of truth and a lot of insight. This is why some of you, the contract that's broke a while ago, maybe broke a long time ago, and something about reflecting on that in your present internalized state is like a light bulb. It's like ding, 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 and something within you is like waking up. And again, I feel like it's your inner rebel, like your inner fire, and you're just like, I've had enough. I've had enough. Some of you, this old contract, again, could also be coinciding with something you've experienced recently of some sort of contract breaking. A lot of you, it could just be happening in the present, but either way, it's making you reflect a lot, maybe even journey a lot, maybe even have crazy dreams, or even like thinking about your childhood or your family, whatever. Either way, you're over it. You're over playing by the rules of others. You're over, dare I even say, like, being the nice guy? Such an interesting reading. It's got that flavor. It's got that flavor. And again, I do feel like you are starting to be more devoted to yourself versus other people or the needs of others. And I just keep getting your inner rebel is awake. Okay, Five of Wands. Play with the Five of Wands for Cancer. Ooh, the Fool. The Fool can sometimes be foolish or immature. I feel like some of you may be experiencing that. Either maybe you're being a little impulsive about wanting to burn something down potentially, or dealing with somebody, or other people are being that way with you. Because like the Five of Wands, I keep getting like, this is where the inner rebel is being put to the test. And the Fool, in a way, is kind of a rebel, right? The Fool is very fearless. The Fool doesn't give an F either, right? Fool's gonna do what the Fool's gonna do. And the Fool has a lot of faith and a lot of trust in just that things are gonna work out as they need to, and just moves through life that way. It's a very free state to be in, right? Some people could be struggling with you being like this, or getting to this like level of just freedom like that with the help of your inner rebel. Almost like some people might want to like really prohibit you or stop you, again, challenge you. But some of you are also having an internal conflict. I keep getting about burning something down. For some of you, it's almost like you think if you burn something down, that will liberate you. Again, it's not the broken contract. The broken contract is waking up your inner rebel. This, with the Fool and the Five of Wands, this is about you fully embodying your inner rebel and not letting anything get in your way. Okay. Including obligations, including other people, including yourself even. Some of you may feel this internally, like you're fighting yourself on your own sense of freedom, and your inner rebel's like, let's go. It's a very crazy reading, Cancer. I'm eager to get into part two, so let's go ahead and dive into that, and I will see you guys over there if this is where you depart. I hope you really enjoyed this reading, and I hope to see you guys again soon, okay? Bye, Cancers.